Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday to you. Thanks for joining me for a midweek edition of 5 Minutes with Phil. For the next 300 seconds or so, I'm going to try to share God's Word with you to encourage you on your day. And so thanks for joining me. I want to take you today to the book of Isaiah. Isaiah chapter 43, verse 2. There is a verse there where God is giving his promises to the people of God, and he says something that's, I think, kind of profound that I want us to unpack here today, because I think the same promises that God gave to those people many years ago still apply to us here today. So check out this verse. It says this, verse 2 of Isaiah 43, "When you go through deep waters, I will be with you. When you go through rivers of difficulty, you will not drown. When you walk through the fire of oppression, you will not be burned up. The flames will not consume you." Now, I got good news and bad news for you. Okay? And maybe I shouldn't put it like this, but I'm going to. Here's the bad news first. Bad news first, okay? God does not say, if you go through deep waters. He doesn't say, if you go through rivers of difficulty. He doesn't say, if you walk through the fire of oppression. He says, when. We don't like that. Some of us bought into this idea that when we gave our lives to Christ, that there would be no difficulty, there would be no oppression, there would be no deep water that we'd go through. And the truth of the matter is, where we would like to put an if, God still puts a when. He says, okay, you're going to go through this. Okay, this is going to happen to you. So how do we respond? What's our take on this? Because here's the deal. See, because some of us, we read that and we think, oh, I'm a victim, and we develop this identity of a victim mentality, and that is so unhealthy. And that's not what this verse is saying. Again, God says, when you go through this, I will be with you. When you go through the rivers of difficulty, you're not going to drown. When you walk through the fire of oppression, you'll not be burned up, and the flames are not going to consume you. In other words, God says, okay. First of all, when you go through all this stuff, you're not alone. And I think that's enormous for some of us listening today. That when we go through the difficulties that we're going through, that doesn't mean we're handling this by ourselves. That does not mean that God has thrown us out there and saying, good luck, camper. He says, whenever we go through these trying times of difficulty, times of oppression, times of deep water, as he puts it, he is with us. But he doesn't stop there. Okay, so when I'm going through difficulty, God doesn't abandon me, but he doesn't stop there. He says, the flames will not consume you. Okay, you're not going to drown from the water. What's he saying? He said, this isn't over. Okay, this is not fatal. And this is not final. And I think God's message to many of us watching this today is, whatever you're going through, this is not the final word. This is not the end. This is not the end of you. It's not fatal. It's not final. God will bring you through it. The flames are not going to burn you. You're not going to get. You're not going to drown. You might get a little wet, but you're not going to drown. God's got you. And my message to you today would be this. Hey, okay, if you're going through something, don't declare yourself a victim. Understand that this happens to all of us, including you. But God hasn't disappointed, or he hasn't, he's not disappointing you. He hasn't abandoned you. He's got you. He's accompanying you, and he will not let this get the best of you. And that's my word of encouragement for you today. I hope that blesses you. We love you. Thank you for joining us today. Lord willing, we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.